Ooh, that tiger came in, man. Crushing bones. That's what gets them really amped up. Human, do everything we can to kill the human. Woo. So crazy. This great white comes in and just grazes the back of this dude's head.
Welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another episode of 10 Minutes with TickTok. For those of you that are new, I'm Gabby, this is Chris, this is TickTok's About Python. We got Chloe behind us, and today we are doing one of these episodes. It's a mini series that we do where we react to viral animal videos.
In today's video, we're gonna be reacting to some shark videos. Normally we do a lot of gator stuff because obviously gators are our main focus, but this one's gonna be about sharks. Now, I've been working with sharks for, I wanna say, I think it's about 6 or 7 years now. And so gators are my main forte, but I have a lot of experience with sharks. I've been diving with sharks, again, for several years now, and I do run tours to bring people out shark diving. I've dove with over 20 different species of sharks, including great whites, makos, hammers, bulls, tigers, and of course, no cage, right? So I do have a lot of experience in the shark world, not as much as gators, but...
Did you see great white?
I did say great white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, we have a huge photo that you took of a great white, so.
Well, let's throw in some of my photos and videos of sharks in here so you guys can see that too.
Yeah. Now, I am not a shark expert whatsoever, but Chris has taken me diving with bull sharks, lemon sharks, dusties. We saw a hammer one time. I think that's it for me.
Duskies.
What did I say?
Dusties.
Whatever. Dusky sharks. Not dusty sharks.
Yeah, so Gabby's been out with me of the sharks a few times, so she does understand them, and they're incredible. I mean, I'm telling you right now, if gators were not my main thing, it would 100% be sharks. I very seriously considered making sharks my actual career instead of alligators and crocodiles before.
So I'm super excited for this video. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're reacting to shark videos, different underwater videos, and that brings us to today's sponsor.
Today we are working with Fishing Clash. First of all, Gabby and I have both personally played this game. It is so fun, has super realistic graphics, and is available on iOS and Android. You can travel all around the world and fish in different locations, and you even have the option to fish from the shore or on a boat. As you upgrade your skills for even more advanced fishing, you'll be able to unlock and upgrade your rods and lures. And you can take part in weekly competitions and events or make your own clan and play with your friends, family, and other players. New players can use our gift code Chris and Gabby to get a special reward valued at $20. With our code, you'll get a 3-star rod, 1 mythical lure, 50 luck power-ups, and 30 weight power-ups to help you catch bigger fish. To redeem your gift code, follow these 3 simple steps. Please make sure to check them out and support them and us, because sponsors like this are a great way of helping support our rescue efforts. So definitely check them out, and let's check out our first video. All right, so in this video, woo, it's so crazy. This great white comes in and just grazes the back of this dude's head. He has no idea the shark is there. I think the story was that they're hunting abalone, which is like a shellfish in the rocks, and this great white just comes in and just whack.
That is a huge shark.
That's a huge great white. But what this really shows is the shark doesn't want to eat the guy.
Right.
It's attracted, it can hear their movements underwater with the lateral line the sharks have, so it can hear the movements, it can probably detect their electrical signal with their ampullae of Lorenzini, and so it's aware of this guy, comes in to investigate, like, what is this thing, and then once it realizes it's a human, it just gives him a bump and then keeps on going. Like, if that shark wanted him, that dude was 100,000,000% dead, and it chose not to, right? It just left him alone. But that is such a crazy video. Talk about, like, I mean, he'll never forget it. So this next video is Ocean Ramsay with a great white shark. And I actually know Ocean. Ocean and Juan both came and did the Casper tour. They came in and got to meet Casper in the water, and they were both super nice. It was a really cool experience. And so here we go. Here's Ocean holding on to the pectoral fin of this massive great white shark.
Huge shark.
Huge shark.
Oh my god. And she's like a small girl to begin with, and then you just put her next to this shark. That is crazy.
Super cool. Really, really awesome. And I mean, she's a pro with the sharks. You know, she knows what she's doing. She understands their behavior as good as anybody out there. You know, she's one of the best. So that's really cool to see. And man, I'm jealous. That's all I can say is I'm jealous. I wish I could have an encounter with a great white like that, you know?
You know, I think she got a lot of hate for this video. Touching the shark.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's like, don't touch him.
Right.
And
did you ask permission before you touched the shark?
Somebody literally commented, like, did you ask the shark's permission if you could touch it? Like, shut up. People are killing millions of sharks every year, killing them, slaughtering them, bycatch for absolutely no reason.
Right.
They're dying by the millions. And you're worried that somebody touched one?
Right.
Like, who cares? It's not hurting it. It's a giant great white shark. You're not gonna hurt it by giving it a little boop, you know? Now, we're not encouraging people to go out there and harass wildlife. She's a pro. She knows how to do this. We definitely don't want to encourage people to, you know, just harass things. But if you know what you're doing and touching it, that's not a big deal.
She does a ton of education and conservation work too. So.
Yeah, I mean, what it is
what is Chloe doing?
I don't know. She's over there. But you know what it really comes down to is it's just people being haters, where they want to bring down someone who's big. They see somebody doing something awesome and amazing, and they want to make themselves feel important by trying to bring that person down. You know?
Right. Yeah. So Ocean's a pro. This video is awesome.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It just
super
shows
cool.
like, because great whites are known for being like these killers, you know, and they eat the seals, and what else do they eat? Everything? Pretty much everything.
Yeah,
They eat dolphins?
I mean, I don't know.
Have you seen the videos of them eating the whale carrion?
Yeah,
That's
the carcasses, yeah.
Crazy, just like taking chunks. Look at her. Chloe. She wants attention. Come here. You are a silly bird. Yeah, I know. You stay here, okay?
All right, guys, we're going to move on to our next video. You might notice it is a little bit darker in the house right now, though. We have a storm rolling in, and so it's getting a little bit darker. But let's go ahead and check out our next one.
Do we know where this was filmed? What is that, crab trap?
Yeah, this definitely looks like U.S. Woo! That tiger came in, man.
Oof.
That is a scary situation. Like, he could have got nailed there, you know? And so what's going on here is that he's pulling up a baited trap. And so the shark is coming in because, you know, they're pulling that up. He hears the commotion. He can smell the bait, you know, look like a crab trap. So the shark's coming in. He's got all these cues that's telling him, like, oh, there's food in the water. There's bait there. There's movement, splashing going on at the surface. And that looked like very murky water, too. So the shark probably couldn't see the guy. And he's just like, all this stuff's going on up here. I'm going to come in here and check it out. And he comes up and sees the dude and thankfully doesn't go for the guy and tries to bite the trap and then trying to bite the boat, trying to figure out what's going on.
That was the tiger?
Yeah, that was a tiger shark.
So I don't know much about sharks, but I do know that tiger sharks are the one species of shark that like eat sea turtles and can bite through a sea turtle shell. So that's crazy. What bumped him, the face or the tail? Did we see?
Play it again.
Watch it one more time. Oh yeah, no,
it went for the trap. So that means that the shark was really relying on olfactory sense for the majority of that movement right there. So because it went right for the trap, even though the dude is right there and very much making the commotion. But the shark is 100% relying on olfactory sense right there and going for the trap. Lucky for the guy.
Okay, so we both haven't seen this one, but the title is Hammerhead Charges Towards Swimmer While Beachgoers Scream. I'm gonna mute it just because I don't like it when people scream, but well, I guess we're not muting it. Okay.
I'm trying to give you this.
Hi. Come here. She bit me so hard yesterday. Look.
When animals attack.
Yeah, you bit me so hard.
Oh, we're missing the video here.
What's happening?
So, there's a big hammerhead cruising around the shallows, and it's definitely hunting. It's hunting fish is what's going on here. So it's hunting fish, and then it detects the human, and then comes zipping in thinking the human might be prey, and as soon as it sees that it's a human and it's not prey, the hammer leaves him alone. You know, again, just really emphasizing that, like, dude, if these things were half as aggressive as people think they are and actually wanted us, we'd have no chance.
Right.
I mean, look at this guy. Just, you have no chance if that shark actually wanted the guy, and it doesn't. It's just, it thought it might be food and then leaves the guy alone. You know, that's why when people think that they're aggressive and they're out to get you, it's like, no, if they were, you'd have people dying every day. If they were half as aggressive as what people think they are, you'd have people dying every day. Instead, we have this. We are not their natural prey. Shark comes in, sees the guy is not what it wants, and then just leaves.
You know, a lot of people ask about the snorkel tours that you do. Chloe loves that piano. She's so funny. And how the sharks aren't... Chloe! Why the sharks aren't, like, attacking you when you're, like, snorkeling on top. But you always say stay in a group and, like, look at them if they're coming towards you.
Yeah, so it's the same stuff I say with the alligators all the time, guys. Like, don't think in extremes. And what I mean by that is people think bloodthirsty killing machine, perfectly tame, won't hurt you. Reality is in the middle. They're not out to get you. They don't, you know, it's not like a movie where they're like, human, do everything we can to kill the human. That's not reality. They're not like that. But they're also not perfectly tame. And if you put yourself in a bad situation, people die. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I love sharks, but sharks do kill people. When somebody does get grabbed by a shark, it's usually falling into a couple categories. A big one is spearfishing, where you're hunting the shark's prey. It wants the fish, you shoot the fish, then you have a struggling fish bleeding all over the place, and the shark comes zooming in, all fired up because you have a struggling fish. He's coming for the fish. And then a lot of times you'll have, like, if the fish is on you, then it might grab you and the fish or something like that. Or then you have, sometimes the spear fishermen won't just let the shark take the fish and they try to fight with the shark for the fish. Just let him take it, dude.
Right.
Because they're always like, oh, he's taking my fish. Your fish, it's his fish. He lives here. You're a visitor to the ocean. The sharks live there. You don't, you know?
Right.
So we run into that problem a lot. I mean, hey, that's the reality, guys. It's not your ocean, it's theirs, you know? So if they come in like that, now there are ways to mitigate this, you know, don't spear around sharks if you can, or if you have just really good aim, develop your skills. If you are gonna spear where you know sharks might come in, make sure you can dead shot the fish and just stone them out right there. Because if you miss and you hit the body or the back and the thing's struggling, that's just like a dinner bell for the sharks to come in, right? That's where you get problems. The other problem is in murky water. Most of the videos we've seen so far is a shark coming in hot because they can detect the human, and once they see it's a human, they leave it alone. What if it can't see you're a human? Then it is going to bite, because that's how they investigate. It can't see anything in murky water, detects you based off your smell, your movement, things like that, comes in, can't see you, so how's he going to investigate? With the jaws, you know? And then somebody gets bit, and sometimes they die like that, you know? But when I'm doing my shark dives, we're doing this in clear water. And so the shark can clearly see me, you know, and I can see him. That's another good point. Is in clear water, he can see me and he knows I'm a human, I'm not his food, but then he also knows I can see him. And that takes away the element of surprise. Because I've been diving with bull sharks a lot. I've dove with thousands of bull sharks. And on some of the dives, we're in clear water and we're drifting, and they're finding the clear water. And as soon as we drift into murky water, you can see they start getting a lot more bold in their movements, and they're way more interested because they know you can't see them. And that, it's kind of like, I've said this with the gators before, it's kind of like a mugger, right? They're opportunists. Like, you walk next to a mugger in a park on a nice sunny day, he's not going to mess with you. Same guy on a back alley at night, he's going to rob you. Why? Because he sees the opportunity, right? So take away that opportunity, create the right situation to be involved in. So this next video is a little bit sad though. This is where a great white shark breaks into a shark diving cage, all right? And there's a lot of opinions about this. There's a lot of mixed feelings about this, so I'll give you my opinion on it, right?
Maybe I'll give you mine as somebody looking and who knows nothing about.
Okay, yeah, you can give yours first then.
Let's see. Sorry, we have to watch an ad. This is Guadalupe.
Yep, so this is where I went shark diving for great whites. Oof. That is a bad situation.
Are there divers in there? Or
yes, yeah, there's divers in there right now.
With the shark?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, you can see he's bleeding a lot. The shark. So that's really bad situation for the divers, not to get bit, but to be crushed. Like if
wait, how did the shark get in? Through the top?
It fit through the bar.
It fit through the bar.
Yeah, the bars weren't made tight enough, and well, the reason why they don't make the bars tighter is so that people can fit their cameras out.
Right.
You know, again, like in that situation, you're not worried about getting bit, you're worried about being crushed. That is a massive animal. That, you know, that great white is gonna weigh like hundreds of pounds, if not 1,000 pounds, you know? I mean, it's a huge animal thrashing around inside that cage because the shark is terrified. He wants to get out.
Through the broken cage wall. Or are they
Oh, did the cage wall break?
I don't know.
I'm not sure then. Maybe that's what happened.
Maybe the cage
It says
broke?
similar accidents have happened recently. All right, so let's give your opinion and then I'll give mine about that.
Well, I mean, I don't know how to prevent that, honestly. I mean, obviously, if you would have to make it smaller where the shark isn't.
Well, no, what's your just quick take? Not like preventative, just like what's your quick take on that as someone who's not like a shark person?
I mean, obviously the shark wanted food and not the divers.
Mm-hmm.
But why are they feeding it in the cage? They should be feeding it out of the cage. They should be throwing it out of the cage so the shark's not trying to get in the cage.
So they do. So what they do, and just so you guys know, I went to Guadalupe and I dove with the great white sharks there and I did the cage dive and then I paid a dude an extra $1,000 to go outside the cage too. Okay.
That was like 20 years ago when it was legal. Now it's like super
I'm not
strict.
that old, but
How long ago was that? Long time
like
ago.
10 years ago at least, yeah. So
And now they're super strict.
yeah,
so you
they're
can't do that.
yeah, you can't. They don't let you do it anymore. But so I got to go outside the cage with the great whites there. It was really cool. But anyway, so when I was there, what they do is they throw the bait line out with a rope and then they pull the bait quickly so the shark chases the bait and they pull it up near the cage and that way you can get the shark right up against the cage for the divers to be able to check it out and get photos and videos.
I don't like that.
Well, there's okay, depends how you do it.
Right, because
Okay.
if they're doing it like how we do it when we do the shark diving, where they're kind of just swimming around the cage, or like your Casper tour, how Casper kind of just swims like around.
Yeah, okay.
Why are we trying to bring the shark into the cage?
Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff here that we can break down. So like when I do my shark dives and I bring people out, it is a baited dive. And so baited dives are controversial. And the reason they're controversial is because some people are morons and they do it the wrong way. So what happens a lot at Guadalupe is you have people who pull that bait line right at the cage. Like if we're in the cage right now and they throw the line, ideally what you'd want to do is pull the line out over here and that way it's not too close to the cage and the shark follows it and he doesn't run into the cage. Now, what these guys are doing though is they want to make money, the people running the trip and running the bait line, they want you to tip them, so they're going to make it as exciting as they can for you, and unfortunately what they do is then they'll pull the bait line right at the people, and then the shark comes right there, and then they pull the bait out of the water, and the shark's like, where'd the food go? Oh, crash. Right into the cage. And that's exactly what happened here. Shark crashes into the cage. And now, if that works, it doesn't work out for the shark no matter how you do this, because he's going to run into the cage. That's not good for him, that's going to hurt him.
So, I mean, I know that they have the ampulated Lorenzini, like that helps them with the electrical signals, but you know how like gators have the blind spot right in front. Do sharks have a blind spot right in front?
No, it's not a blind spot. It's that you keep the bait right there where he thinks he's about to get it the whole time. So the whole time he's like, I'm about to get it, you know? And that's what you're trying to do right there. Now, when you run the bait like that, though, you haven't run into stuff. That's what we're getting. So that's a problem right there. This is the origination of this issue, is that if you run the bait in a more responsible way, that will be less exciting for the divers, but way more responsible for the animals and more responsible for safety of the divers, so we prevent this situation. You know, you have the bait out there farther out and you don't let it run into the cage. Now, when I was there, we had a shark come right up close to the cage too, and I reached out and I touched him. And when I did, the shark, not because of me, because he was still chasing the bait, he turned hard to go after the bait and my hand was out and I saw him turn and I pulled my hand back real fast, and the power of the tail when it moved and it hit the cage was like, it would have snapped my arm in half. So imagine you're in there with this thing.
Right, so back to what you said about being crushed, I would have thought that I almost said alligator, that the shark was trying, like, biting.
I mean, maybe it's also biting, but it's very unlikely that it's going to bite you in the cage. It's that it's going to crush you against the wall.
Right.
You know, that's what you're scared of
How
right
much do you think that animal weighs?
That's what I was saying. I mean, just
800
total
pounds?
guess here. Yeah, that's a fair guess. Yeah,
That's a
I mean,
big-
it was pretty big. I mean, I'm completely guessing. I don't know. I'm not up to date on guessing shark weights like I am with an alligator, but I would say that thing has got to be at least like 700 to over 1,000 pounds. You know, that's a big shark.
So while we're talking about sharks and reacting to these videos, I think it's never a bad time to do a little bit of myth busting. So I, as well as probably the entire world, we are taught as we're growing up that if you're bleeding in the water, sharks are gonna frenzy. They can smell it from miles away. They get crazy. We saw it in Finding Nemo. I know that is not true. So what is it that makes them frenzy if it's not blood?
Right, so sharks do have the ability to detect blood in water, and they are going to hone in on it, and this is true. But then people take that and then they exaggerate and they embellish on it and like, oh, well, they detected blood. No, it makes them frenzy, and it doesn't. So the reason I say this and the reason I know this is when I'm doing a baited shark dive, I'll have a bloody bonita fish and I am shredding it with my bare hands, and I am in a cloud, literally in a cloud of fish blood surrounded by 20 bull sharks, and none of them are frenzied.
He smells great when he gets home, by the way.
God, yeah,
Delicious.
the smell. Yeah, no, it's gnarly. But no, really though. So I'm surrounded by bull sharks in a cloud of blood, and they're fine. They're not in a frenzy. So what does make them frenzy? So what happens is if they hear the sound of crushing bones, that's what gets them really amped up, is crushing bones when they hear it. And I mean, I've seen this in person where like we give them a piece of bait, and if you give them a small piece of bait, they just swallow it down. It doesn't even hit the teeth. Other sharks don't care. When you give them a big piece and you see them, they bite it and they start shredding and you can hear the bones cracking, all the other sharks go nuts. And they all just immediately just pour into that situation because they can hear the bones cracking. And that's what they go for. The other thing that gets them crazy is that erratic movement of a struggling fish or person. If you're flapping around and struggling, they know what that sounds like. They know, oh, that's something panicking. And that's when they fly in really quick. Now, when I first do the dive, sometimes when we first put the bait in and there is blood in the water, they fly in real fast at first because they smell the blood and they think there might be something going on. And then they come in and they see, I'm calm. Everything's calm. There's not a struggling fish. And then they go from this predatory kill mindset and they go into this scavenger. Oh, you're a scavenger here too. Is trying to scavenge on the same dead animal that's bleeding, but nothing's struggling, so we don't have to be in kill mode. We're just in scavenger mode and we're way more calm.
Right. Do you remember one of the first times you took me out? It was with Tim and Autumn, and we're not giving away our tips and tricks on how to call sharks over, but we kind of just stopped in the middle of the ocean. It wasn't even like a reef or like a wreck. It was like a random spot, and we were on the top, and the sharks heard the crunching bones, and out of like the darkness, 3 huge bull sharks just came like whipping up so fast.
Yeah.
And in that moment where you just see them, like you cannot stop that shark if it wants to. But obviously, you know, it got like 15 feet away and then they slowed down. But when they first came up, it was insane how quick they were.
Yeah.
Like if that shark wants you, there's no redirecting that.
Yeah, well, and again...
Well, that's predatory. Exactly. Yeah. It's not a scavenger situation. So it's all about creating the right situation.
Yeah, and you'll hear me say this all the time. You have to create the right situation. This is what I mean when I say that. There's so many factors coming into play here, and you have to try to control these different parts of the situation, and that's how you can create the right situation that doesn't get you killed.
Okay, so this next video is of a diver, and he's diving with sharks, and he's not really paying attention, and then one of the sharks gets a little too close for comfort. He looks really familiar. So that is actually Chris. Yep. So why don't you tell everybody what is happening here? Yeah,
so this is one of our shark videos on here, and here comes a bull shark cruising up right behind me. And yeah, we had to throw that in there, you know, just got to be a little bit funny too. But yeah, you know, when I'm diving with the bull sharks, they're very much aware of your perspective, which is really interesting. So they know where you're looking and if you're looking at them. And one of your best defenses, if you will, against a shark is eye contact. Once you look at them and they see you and they know that you're looking at them, they turn away. You know, you're taking away the element of surprise of an ambush predator. So that really does solve it right there. You can see as soon as I look at them, they zip off.
Right.
Well, thanks for watching the video, guys. Let us know in the comments what you thought about what we talked about today. And thank you again to Fishing Clash for sponsoring this video. Make sure you check them out and use our special offer code Chris and Gabby.
We're gonna link everything in the description box, so it's super easy.
And let us know in the comments too, what else you want us to react to. What do you want us to talk about? We like talking about these videos and trying to educate people and shining some light to the animal behavior behind the viral videos.
Should we do hippo videos next?
I mean, I've only been around hippos a few times. They're terrifying.
There's really funny videos of them like pooping and splattering the poop everywhere.
I mean, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, when I think hippos, I think death. Like when I was in Africa and they charged the boat, like, oh my God, they're very scary.
So let us know, whatever animal you want to see, we'll react to the video. So thank you again, guys. Let us know what you think, what you want us to react to next, and we'll see you guys next time.